This is analysing sport performance, P4, M2 and D2. My athlete Sarah took part in 3 different tests: the 30-metre sprint test, her resting heart rate test, and a psychological test. Within these 3 tests, she had strengths. Her first strength was during the 30-metre sprint test, which she was wearing the correct trainers, which were Asics Gel Netball Burner professional trainers. By Sarah wearing these trainers, it made the test results more accurate, as she would be wearing those trainers in a training session or in an actual competition. Her second strength was in her resting heart rate test. She was able to find a pulse located in her neck, and she was able to keep that pulse the whole entire time she was counting, which made the result more accurate, as she didn't lose it and have to guess a number. A third strength was that Sarah is more likely to accept feedback from coaches and managers, which will benefit her performance, as her coachability score was 10 out of 12, which is a very good score. And another strength throughout the whole 3 tests was that Sarah overall, for the 3 tests, she put in 100% effect in all her 3 tests, and she gave it her full potential, which made the test results even more accurate. However, between those 3 tests, she also had areas of improvement. Her first area of improvement was in her 30-metre sprint test. She got a score of 6 seconds, which is in the poor category. A way which she can improve this is to do interval training, which is short bursts of exercise followed by short periods of rest. Another way which she can improve her speed is plyometric training, which is used in improving her power, which consists of speed and strength. Exercises such as box jumps and squat thrusts. Her other test that she did was the resting heart rate test. A way which she can improve her resting heart rate, as it was 82 beats per minute, which is the below average category, is to do continuous training, such as running or cycling, which uses aerobic endurance. A third way that Sarah can improve is setting herself specific goals, such as improving her left-hand passes or planning a way to get to that stage. This would increase her score massively as she got really low in her test and her psychological test. Another way could be that Sarah starts to look through her performance and see what she could do better and make goals from that. A fourth area which Sarah needs to improve on is her psychologically, is while training to get coaches and family members to come and shout random words constantly, so that Sarah can practice that pressure that she might get in a real match, which can aid her performance instead of hindering it, instead of her starting to get really anxious as she's under pressure. So by people shouting at her constantly, she'll get used to that pressure and face it head on in a real match and embrace it. A way psychological training methods which she could do is lying down and slowly relaxing her body and mind. This can help her with her anxiety and help her with the pressure that might build up before a competition, which is one of the areas she had to improve on. This can be done by the lights off in the room so it's dark around the body to relax more. Calm and peaceful thoughts are brought up at this time, and as a result lowering the blood pressure, the heartbeat and breathing rate, which will come together to relax the person. Another thing that she could do, a relaxing method, is meditation. Specific targets, so SMART targets. The specific target is Sarah's goal is to improve her speed by 5 milliseconds and get a result of 5.5 seconds by doing interval training on the 400-metre track at FB Fields. Sarah's other goal is to improve her cardiovascular endurance by decreasing her heart rate by 2 beats per minute by doing continuous training. Another goal for Sarah is that not only does she have to follow the goals set from her coaches, but she also needs to come up with her own personal goal. Measurable. Sarah will be able to measure her goal, having an assessor time her with a stopwatch for her speed. She will measure her cardiovascular endurance by counting the amount of times her heart beats per 30 seconds and multiplying it by 2 and seeing if it has decreased. Sarah's other goal to set personal goals is measurable, as she can write it down and write a set date where she can achieve it by measuring it by days and then doing a test at the end, depending on the goal that she has chosen. Attainable. These specific goals are attainable because Sarah has enough time to go from 6 seconds to 5.5 seconds in a 30-meter sprint test and decrease her heart rate by 2 beats per minute. Not only that, but she has the resources to achieve these goals, as there is a running track at FB Fields where she can carry out interval training and continuous training. She also has a stopwatch and some cones to carry out the 30-meter sprint test. Sarah's other goal of setting personal targets is attainable if she is able to reach other goals which are set by her coaches. If she can reach those goals, then she can reach her own personal goals. Realistic. These goals are realistic because she got her 30 meters. Her speed goal is realistic because she got a score of 6 seconds. As a result of this, her goal is only to improve by 5 milliseconds, which is not that much as it has been done before. This is also realistic because when Sarah performed the 3 tests, that test 3 times, one of her readings was 5.94 seconds and another one was 6.2, which means there was 7 milliseconds difference. Sarah's other goal is to decrease her resting heart rate. This is realistic because she is training for it twice a week for 6 weeks. Sarah's other goal is to set personal goals, which is realistic as she can transfer her knowledge from setting goals with her coaches and use her own personal goals to do it. So she can take the skills that she learned from setting it with her coaches and use that to help her set goals for herself. Her short, medium and long-term goals. Her short goal after a week is to find time where she can carry out all her specific goals and get used to them within her lifestyle. As she does train a lot for netball, she needs to find time and get used to each of the training sessions and put them into her lifestyle, as she's also got other commitments. Her medium-term goal after 6 weeks is Sarah to achieve all her goals which were set, as well as her own personal goal. Her long-term goal, which is after 6 months, is to get her speed into the below average category and to get her cardiovascular endurance in the average category. Not only that, but to get Sarah to pick her own personal goal for mid-season and at the end of the season, so she can see exactly how far she has come. For example, her fitness. So if she wants to mid-season, if she wants to get her fitness up, and at the end season increase her fitness even more, or her speed. And then she could also use these personal goals in everyday life, which will help her with everything else.